In the last episode, I talked about the game concept of the unknown mission and the story. In this episode, I will set up the game and make a plan to have a clear idea about what I'm doing. Before we jump into it, hit the like button. That's really make me move on. And your comments. When I see people commenting on a video, that really means so much to me. Thank you guys. First thing, I opened Godot. And what? Create a new project, which I will call it the unknown mission. Of course. Yeah, that's it. Move on to the next step, which is creating a repository on GitHub. Yeah, you have to do this step if you will create, a real game. Uploading a project to GitHub gives you a lot of advantages. If someday your computer broke, you will still have the project on the cloud. And this is so good. Another advantage is if you want to make people work with you in this project, you can use GitHub to do that. And GitHub is really powerful in these situations. If you want to use GitHub with Godot, you have to do some steps to connect them. I won't go over how I did it, but if you are interested, visit the documentation of Godot. They will tell you all the steps you have to do. Third thing I did is to make a clear vision about the building blocks of the game. So I went to Melanote, and that's not a sponsor, and set the building blocks, which are the game concept. As you can see here, I wrote the story of the game and how the player will win in the game and some lines. But that's a secret. If I finish this game, you will see the secret when you play it. And the game design, which is another important building block of the game. And there are assets, programming, level design, user input and user control, game mechanics, testing and debugging, user interface, user experience, game logic, AI, and distribution. Oh my god, man, that's a lot. As a solo game developer, you have to do all this and more, like the music, sound effect, etc. But in the first, I will not care about the UI or the assets or level designing. In the first, I will focus on the mechanics of the game and the system of the enemies. This phase is called prototyping, which gives you a view about how the game will be while creating the game. In the next episode, I will focus about the player mechanics, movement, and as always, until then, keep it simple.